My brother called me an idiot for 2 straight years. Every family dinner, every phone call. Chris, you're literally leaving money on the table. The math doesn't lie. And honestly, he wasn't wrong about the math. He was investing every dollar he had, while I was doing something that felt embarrassing to admit out loud. I was paying off debt like a man possessed. No investing, no brokerage account, just attacking $47,000 in debt like it had personally wronged me. Fast forward to today, I have a larger net worth than my brother, and he invested for 3 more years than I did. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what happened, run the real numbers, and I'm going to show you why the advice that finance Twitter calls mathematically stupid might actually be the smartest move you can make. Let's get into it. Let's say you're 29 years old. You make $58,000 a year, right around the U.S. median income. After rent, groceries, utilities, car insurance, and minimum debt payments, you've got $650 left over every month. And you've got the debt that most Americans your age are carrying. $24,000 in student loans at 6% interest, $15,000 left on your car at 7.5% interest, and $8,000 on a credit card at 24% interest. That's $47,000 in total debt. Sound familiar? Now you've got a decision, and this is the decision that is going to define your financial life for the next decade. You can do what my brother did, make minimum payments and put every spare dollar in an S&P 500 index fund, or you can do what I did, throw everything at that debt until it's gone. One of these paths feels disciplined, the other feels urgent. The question is, which one actually builds more wealth? Path A, my brother's move. He puts his $650 a month into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Historically, that returns around 10% a year. His debt? Minimum payments only. He's playing the spread. His debt costs him 6 to 7% on average, but he's earning 10% in the market. On paper, that's a win. Path B, my move. I followed something close to what Dave Ramsey calls the debt snowball. Smallest balance first. Laser-focused. Every single dollar of that $650 attacks debt. No investing, no restaurant splurges, just intensity. And yes, for the first year, everyone around me thought I was overreacting. My brother was watching his brokerage account climb. I was watching my credit card balance drop. Neither one of us knew yet who was going to come out ahead. At the end of year 2, here's what the scoreboard looks like. My brother, investment portfolio roughly $17,200. Remaining debt around $38,000. Net worth approximately $20,800. Negative. How does he have $38,000 left in debt if he's been making payments for 2 years? Because minimum payments on an $8,000 credit card at 24% barely touch the principal. He's paying mostly interest. Every month, that card is draining him, guaranteed, no matter what the stock market does. Me, investments, zero. Remaining debt, around $21,000. Net worth, roughly $26,000. Positive. On a pure net worth calculation, I'm already ahead, and I haven't invested a single dollar yet. But here's the part the spreadsheet nerds don't talk about. My brother is paying roughly $160 a month in interest on that credit card alone. That's $160 guaranteed gone, every month, regardless of market conditions. He's earning 10% on his investments in theory. He's losing 24% on $8,000 in guaranteed reality. That's not investing. That's paying MasterCard's shareholders while you pretend you're building wealth. Month 31. That's when I made my last debt payment. $47,000. Gone in 2.5 years. I opened my bank app on a Tuesday morning, and for the first time since I was 22 years old, I had 0 debt payments due. 0. Nothing. No minimum balance, no due dates, no interest charges sneaking onto my statement at 3 a.m. Just money, sitting there, waiting for me to tell it where to go. And here's what changed overnight. My original $650 surplus, still there. But now I also freed up every single minimum payment I was making. $280 a month in student loan minimums, $320 a month in car payments, $180 a month in credit card minimums. That's $780 in freed up cash on top of my $650 surplus. Total monthly investing power, $1,430 a month. My brother, still investing $650, still making 3 minimum payments, still carrying $33,000 in debt. Same income, completely different trajectory. Let's run this out to year 10, my path. Months 1 through 31, zero investing, all debt. Months 32 through 36, build a 6-month emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. Month 37 onward, invest $1,430 a month, maxing my 401k, then a Roth IRA, then a brokerage account. Total investing window, about 7 years at $1,430 a month. At 10% average annual return, my portfolio at year 10, approximately $175,000 to $190,000. Zero debt, 6-month emergency fund, financial decisions made entirely on my terms. My brother's path, months 1 through 120, investing $650 a month while carrying debt. Credit card paid off around month 42, car loan done around month 65, student loans clear around month 100. As each debt clears, he rolls those minimums into investments, so his monthly contribution climbs over time. His portfolio at year 10, approximately $145,000 to $162,000. He invested every single month for a decade. I invested for less than 7 years, and I'm ahead. 2 reasons. Reason 1, interest savings. By eliminating $47,000 in debt in 31 months instead of 8 to 10 years, I saved roughly $15,000 to $20,000 in total interest. That money went into investments instead of into lenders' pockets. Reason 2, investment amount. $1,430 a month compounds dramatically faster than $650 a month, even when you start later. The math on larger amounts over fewer years beats smaller amounts over more years once you cross a certain threshold. Now, here's where I have to be honest with you. Everything I just showed you assumed my brother was perfect. He invested every single month. He never panicked. He never pulled money out when the market dropped 28% in a quarter. He never missed a month because the car needed new brakes. He never got scared when the news was screaming recession. In real life, almost nobody does that. J.P. Morgan tracked actual investor behavior over a 20-year period. The S&P 500 returned around 10% annually. The average investor? They earned roughly 3%, not 10, not 8, 3%. Because real people buy high, sell low, skip months, withdraw early, and make emotional decisions at the worst possible time. My brother's plan only works if my brother is a robot for a decade. My plan, I couldn't panic sell a stock portfolio I didn't have. Every dollar I put toward debt reduced principal permanently. It couldn't drop 25% overnight. It worked whether the market was up 20% or down 30%. Debt payoff is psychologically bulletproof. Investing while carrying high-interest debt requires you to be psychologically perfect, and most Americans, including people way smarter than me, are not built for that. Now, I want to be fair here because this isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. First, if your employer offers a 401k match, take it, always. If your job matches 50% of your contributions up to 6% of your salary, that's an instant 50% return on your money. Nothing, no debt payoff, no investment, beats a 50% guaranteed return. Capture the match, then attack the debt with everything else. Second, low-interest debt changes the math. If all your debt is below 5%, say a 4% federal student loan from 10 years ago, the argument for investing through it gets genuinely strong. A 4% guaranteed savings versus a 10% average market return is a real spread worth considering. Here's the honest tipping point. Above 7 to 8% interest, kill the debt first. The math and the behavior both point the same direction. Below 5%, investing alongside minimum payments becomes a legitimate strategy. 5 to 7%, this is the gray zone. It depends on your tax situation, your discipline, and how honestly you can answer this one question. Are you actually going to invest that money every single month for 10 years, no matter what the market does? Not do you plan to, not do you want to. Are you actually going to do it? Because if there's any hesitation in that answer, pay off the debt. Not because the math says so, because your behavior says so.
My brother and I started with the same income, the same debt load, the same $650 left over. He took the path that looks better on a spreadsheet. I took the path that felt more urgent. After 10 years, I have a higher net worth, not because I'm smarter, not because I'm luckier, but because I paid less interest, invested more once I was debt-free, and never had to make a single emotional decision during a market crash. The real mistake isn't choosing debt payoff over investing. The real mistake is making a $47,000 financial decision based on something you have heard on a podcast, without running your own numbers, with your own interest rates, your own tax bracket, and an honest look at how disciplined you actually are. The best financial strategy isn't the one that wins on a spreadsheet. It's the one you'll actually finish. If this video helped you think through your own situation, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're at. Are you team invest first or team kill the debt? I read every comment. And if you want me to run the actual numbers for your specific debt, interest rates, and income, I'm building a free calculator for this channel. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it when it drops. I'm Chris. This is Chris Finance. See you in the next one.